Good morning, y'all. Hope your Tuesday's going well. Mine is. Well, it will be if this mist of, they call it rain. It's not even wet in the ground. It's going to be 80 degrees. Come on, let the sun come on out and get this, whatever it is, out of here. It's just enough to aggravate you, because I went and checked the garden this morning. But today's video is like Ask Lippy because of the emails. And there was a comment this morning that said, how do you attach the shade cloth? And it was like, ding, ding, light bulb went off. Why don't I just do today's video? Not only we're going to cook some tiger tails, but I can answer so many of these questions compiled into one video. So, a lot of you may have wanted to ask, didn't ask, or if you did, maybe I forgot to answer. I try my best to answer every email and every comment. So I'm pretty sure I answered, or it's better to do a show and tell with Lippy. Y'all know how it is. The words just don't come out in all of this. But the show and tell, I got that whooped. So, since I was working on the comfrey salve, and I think it was yesterday's video, yeah, it had to be because it was in this morning's email. How do you, I've already got one sealed. How is it that your comfrey salve is green? And I was like, that's a fantastic question. Well, the reason why mine is green is because, oh, I dropped my little lid in here, the whatever that thing's called, moisture thing. It's because I only use a high quality cold press olive oil. It's organic cold press olive oil. And there's a couple of more oils that's in there that's cold pressed. You won't see me using like a cooking oil per se, like an olive oil. It has the hints of yellow, similar to a vegetable oil. Well, I'm using actually more in the salad oil, if you will, but it's cold press, and that's why my comfrey salve is so green, because of the quality of oil that I am using. I'm not skimping, guys. I mean, if I wanted to just use some cooking olive oil, well, I just get a bottle and rub it on me, but I'm trying to get all the benefits, and you're not going to get that from a heated oil. You also have to be very careful if you're making it yourself that you check the ingredients, because they do tend, depending on the, how do I say this, the shelf level of the oil that's being used. Like some of your lower shelves, some of your eye-catching shelves, they tend to use filler oils. So when you're, making any type of salves, anything of that sort, just be very careful that you're using a pure oil. Not just something off the Walmart shelf. So that hints why it's green. Now, I'm going to drop the camera, and I'm actually going to do one because someone wanted to know, do I seal all this? The answer is yes. From, I always call it marinating, from actually infusing, and the minimum is 6 months, all the way to when it goes out the shop door. So I'm going to drop the camera. I'm going to answer this question because I'm going to do just one. And then we're going to actually move to the canister that houses comfrey that's being infused with the olive oil and the jojoba oil, high quality oils, because someone wanted to know how is it stored. So we're going to go ahead and bust out those 3 questions right now, and then we got to go outside because we have greenhouse to talk about, black pepper, because I believe I mentioned that on Saturday's video. It's been in the last couple of days, guys. And if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't know to do this. And what I mean by that is, you know, when you make a video, you try your best to give all the information. But yet, you know, you got all this running around and you're trying to stay on topic. I suck at it. Okay, I said it out loud. So you tend to forget. And it's because of y'all keep me grounded. And they're very nice questions. Nothing is ugly. It's just like, okay, Lippy, how do you do this? Or why did you do this? And I'm going to tell you what, I want y'all to keep doing that. You know, keep asking the questions. Keep sharing your knowledge in the comments. I'm going to speak for everyone that's in the Lippy platform. We thank you. And you see, I said we because it's we as the community. So, shut up, Lippy. Let's get these labels on. We got a busy day, so y'all going to basically spend it with me because we got to go in the kitchen next. Oh, we can take a break and drink some coffee. We've got our comfrey tin. This is 4 ounces. And if you're looking over here, I've made a lot of Miss Lippy's bee balm. So the only thing left to do now is to shrink wrap it. So that's stack sitting there. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to put some glasses on. Y'all never get this peeled off. Okay? And I do my best to center it. Yeah, my next labels are going to be a little bit bigger that I order, but y'all know I don't do good on measuring. So I kind of measured my labels a little small. And then I'm going to put this shrink wrap band on, just like this. Now, you don't want to do this on a counter that this heat gun's going to melt. But this is a low wattage heat gun, guys. And I'm going to go in at the side, and I'm just going to start spinning it, just like that. Make sure it's sealed all the way around. You see I'm not holding it right up against it. And there you have it. It is completely sealed and ready to go. It's just that simple. So that's what I've got to work on. So I think let's move to the infused oils, and then I'll take a break because I need to get all of these sealed and ready because I do have to make a batch of Heart-Me-Not and Calendula. So I've got, and all I'm doing, I'm restocking right now. I'm not out of stock, but when I get down to like 5, it's time to restock. Yeah, I'm kind of like it 3, but we ain't counting. So let's go over there. I'll take a break. I got to get these covered. They set for 24 hours, so they are ready to go. So let's go over there. What you're seeing is just an old towel. If I'm not in the shop, there's no lights on, so it stays pretty dark. But I want this to be extremely dark. So this way the light is not hitting them. So let's pull it out. Or should I say let's pull it off. Yeah, I'm one-handed, guys. Okay. There is my comfrey salve. There is the calendula and there is the Heart-Me-Not. And I do stir this every day that I'm out here. The most days I've not been out in the shed is 3. So, and these have been infused since last year. But there you go. You wanted to know, and that's how I store them. Okay, I'm going to work on these and what I'm fixing to insert, because I like to do this step for our tiger tails early in the morning, so they have a chance to sit and season. Now, these will not be cooked on the grill as we normally always do. I'm going to actually cook them from the stove to the oven. And I decided to do that. One, I don't have my grill ready, and I just don't feel like cleaning it off. I mean, it's got a big bag. It's my grill, not Buddy's grill. And it hasn't been used this season. So I'm going to try to talk to him into help me clean it. I mean, you get like dust and bugs and stuff over the winter, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is insert a couple of clips. I started with a skinless, boneless chicken breast. I used a fillet knife, and I sliced it three slices is what I got out of it. Took a thin slice off, a center. I ended up with 3 slices. And then the next slide's going to show y'all how I lay it on a cutting board, and I only use a plastic cutting board. And I put the mallet to it, not the one that's got the little beaters, the knives, the little finger things, the slick side. And I put me some contact paper, well, cling wrap. I don't know why I said contact paper, but cling wrap. And I took my mallet and I thinned each cut, very paper thin. But the reason why I used the cling wrap is because I didn't want chicken juice splattering, because it will. So, you know, just use that, you know, I don't care if it's saran wrap, but use something. And so therefore, when you're tenderizing, you're not risking that poultry, well, any meat that you're tenderizing, to be splattering and your eyes may not see it. And then you're going to see where I took the large breast that I had made thin, and I cut them in half, because these are going to be smaller pieces instead of large tiger tails. And then you're going to see me season it. And that's where we're at right now. The platter is covered in saran wrap, and it's just sitting there, because there's a couple of more steps we're going to do, you know, moving towards cooking it. And the sides are going to be probably a Caesar salad, and we will do rice cooker potatoes. And the only reason I just thought about that, because I have some little red potatoes, is because it was someone, it was in Deep South Homesteads Live is where it was, that said they tried my rice cooker potatoes and they loved them. So we'll do rice cooker potatoes. Maybe some of y'all didn't see me do it. I don't remember if I actually did a video on that or if I just showed it and explained what I was doing. I don't know. I've slept since then. But I'm going to get this done. Y'all just going to spend the day with me. We've answered all the questions, I believe, in here. And when I get done, we're going to go outside. We got to talk about the greenhouse, and we got to talk about the black pepper, making a paste for the vine borers, okay? Helping to prevent. And y'all want to know what I just done? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, got it. Hello, Lippy. I'm telling y'all, I don't think nobody films like me. I've got saran wrap laid on my counter because I didn't want this chicken to be all over the place. Now you can season this however you want. That's why I use the tongs, so I could use my hand in the seasoning. I am going to use my voodoo dust as the first seasoning. Now using my clucking good, I'm going to introduce just a little bit of smoke to this. Normally these are cooked on the grill, but I don't have the grill ready, and we're actually going to do it inside. It's still just as good. It's just you're not going to get that outdoor grill flavor. Now, I'm not going real heavy-handed with the clucking good because I just want little notes of some smoked flavor. The seasoning will be to the inside because I do not want to burn the seasoning when I put it in the skillet. And I love using some sort of paper. I'm still going to wash my countertops, but I still like to use a form of paper just to prevent chicken from getting on my counter. Now we're going to get our surface nice and clean. Y'all, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to try to do this fast. The way that he secured this shade cloth is he took this twine, he made a loop and a knot, and he brought it all the way down to that staple right there and tied it off. And he did the same all the way down, going into the eye hooks. Okay, now we're sitting at a zucchini. Now you can see I got a little bit of Captain Jack's, the powder that I've showed y'all that I use. But we're going to talk about the vine borers and using black pepper, okay? Now I'm going to get this one out. I didn't cut it off. There you go. Now we can see good. Okay, right here, if y'all can see, is where she will lay her eggs. And they were bored into this main stem. So I will put, oops, let me move my hand. I will put Captain Jack's around the base. If you do not have it, and I love that stuff, then you can use a black pepper paste. Now, not only do you use the black pepper paste, you can also, when you start your squash, your zucchini, you can put black pepper around the top of the soil. Or if you have a cover, like I'm using, some straw, put it around the straw, which I did at the start. But you can use just black pepper. I prefer to use a paste. Now, I would recommend fine ground. I didn't take the time to ground this. I would if it, but I didn't take the time. This is just for the video. And it doesn't require much. Now, I should have went ahead and ground this, but I'm just gonna, let me back the camera up some. And I'm just gonna put it just lightly around the base. I'm really not packing it. Now, if it was fine ground, it would actually pack, okay? So you see what I'm doing? I'm fixing to sneeze too. I'm just putting this around, but like I said, I should have went ahead and took the time and ground this up because I don't have fine ground black pepper. But this is just coarse that I took out of the kitchen, and I'm just gonna kind of put it around. The smell itself will deter her from laying her eggs. But I'm gonna get up close so you can see what I've done. But if it was fine ground, a little bit of water, it would actually stick and paste. But I'm fine, I don't see any signs yet. And that's all that I would do. And this will deter your borers. Is it 100%? I can't say that it is. I can say that it is from my experience, okay? And that's all you do. We're in the kitchen. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. My platter of chicken is going to sit over here for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get the potatoes prepped. Now, my red potatoes are, you see that fly? Are not as small as I would like them. So I'm going to have to dice them. But whether they're red, the Yukon, the purple, the mixed medley, if you can get them this size, that's very, very small compared to this one, then you wouldn't cut these. And let me tell you, they will cook. they get so crispy on the outside, and then when you bite it, it kind of pops and it's creamy on the inside. So I have one small one in the bag of the potatoes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dice these potatoes. I did wash them. I do have my rice cooker plugged in. Nothing else is going on. This is so stupid simple. Well, you'll have to stir frequently, but other than that, y'all, these potatoes are phenomenal and simple. Salt, pepper, some butter, some EVOO, extra virgin olive oil, and you're off to the races, guys. This is just one of the family favorites. So I'm gonna drop the camera and I'm gonna get these cut up. Okay, like I said, I'm not gonna cut that one. And you really kind of got to determine on the size. So I just cut that one in half. This one's fairly large, so I'll just cut it in 4. You want them uniformed size. And if there's any bad spots on your potatoes, remove them. I've already inspected these when I washed them. Okay, now I'm just going to generously put some olive oil using my hands. I'm just going to move it around. And I am not going to season these potatoes right now. We're going to season them probably about 10 minutes before they're ready to pull up. Because you really want that seasoning to penetrate with those potatoes. If I was to put salt and pepper now, guys, it's just going to stick to the side of the pot. Now all I'm going to do is just dump these potatoes in the rice cooker, put the lid on. There's a little button here. And that's it. Now, when the button does release for the steam setting, you're gonna wanna open the lid, stir it, put it back onto the cook setting. I may do this 4 times, guys, before I let it stay on the simmer, but I'll keep showing y'all. And that's all you gotta do. Now, I did preheat my oven to 375 degrees. This is pepper jack cheese. You can use any cheese. I've used mozzarella, Munster cheese, provolone. Only I would add a little bit of jalapeno pepper. The ones in the juice, the pickled ones. But I found if I just use pepper jack cheese, and it's one of Buddy's favorite snack cheeses, I get a little bit of the heat, but I don't have to add the jalapeno. Now, I won't be using this whole block. I believe I counted 18 pieces of chicken. So I'm going to come in very thinly, and you want a sharp knife. Just like that, I'm going to set it into this clean bowl. Now I'm just going to cut up him some chunks for a snack. Oh yeah, that's the sound that you want. Okay, I'm gonna give it a good stir because I hear it just a sizzling. And I want to make sure every potato is getting that caramel color on them. Now, like I said, you want to use thin bacon, and this is actually the center cut of the bacon. And I'm gonna, let's see, 2, so I'm gonna need about 9 slices. We're gonna take this bacon, I don't know, it's gonna take a half, because I didn't make them too big. You would normally use a whole slice of bacon, but since I cut those in half, it's not gonna take a whole slice. Okay guys, it flipped up. I'm gonna put it back on. Okay, before I mess with that chicken, I am gonna separate the bacon pieces just in case I miscounted. I don't want to cross-contaminate and have to discard good food. So by separating them, I'll be able to use these tongs and then lift the bacon because I don't want to use my hands once I touch that chicken. Bacon, cheese, now chicken. That's where I'm going to use my hands. First, I'm going to go ahead and stir these potatoes because they're singing to me. Now, let's get a piece of chicken. And I'm leaving the the seasoning on the inside. I'm going to take a piece of cheese. Just like that. Set it in the center. And we're going to roll these. Now, I have found if you use grated cheese, for whatever reason, it will come out. I've got some toothpicks over here. And I'm just going to give it a stick with this toothpick to kind of just hold it in place. Okay? That's all I'm going to do. Now, this one here wants to open on me, so I'm going to make it a little bit tighter. Okay, y'all see what happened? I had a crack in my... So I'm going to fold it over. There we go. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but my chicken breast cracked on me. And I don't want that. I want to keep that cheese tucked in there. There we go. Now, I'm going to take one piece of bacon. Like that. I don't know why I put the toothpick in. There we go. I was like, something's wrong here. And y'all, I've made these for over 20 years. You'd have thought I never made them before. I even won a contest, a barbecue contest on YouTube with this recipe. And there you go. I'm going to set it right here. Let's do one more. There we go. Let's see, how do I want to set the chicken? The cheese. Like that. That looks good. I think I'll set it like that. I'll roll it. Piece of bacon. I know it's dark in here, guys. I didn't bring my little light. I had it out in the shed. And one piece, half a piece of bacon is perfect for the size that I'm making. Just gonna get it secure, and there you go. Okay, we're at the stove. Remember, I've got the oven set on 375. I've got all my tiger tails. Rice cooker just flipped up. So what does that mean? We're gonna drop it down and stir it because we don't want it to stain. I do have a cookie sheet lined with aluminum foil. I don't want the mess, and I sprayed it. But let's talk real quick while my little bit of peanut oil is heating up. If you were to do this on the grill, whether that be a gas grill, whether that be a charcoal grill, you would take these directly to the grill. You would get some grill marks where the high heat is. Then you would move them off the heat and let them indirectly cook. About 45 minutes. And you want to, keep an eye on them and turn them. Now, you can baste these with a onion water, a barbecue sauce, anything that you like. I'm probably going to go ahead and baste these with just a little bit of just store-bought barbecue sauce. I have some that's got a little bit of pineapple. It's like a sweet heat. And I'll put water in mine and just lightly baste it towards the end. And it should have plenty of color, so I should have to put it on broil. And this way, I'm getting that little bit of that outdoor flavor, if you will. But it is now raining. I don't think we made it to 80. At least I don't feel like we did. But it's rainy, so I actually started to go get Buddy's grill. And when he come in, we could do them on the grill, but I don't want to get wet. So we're going to do it in the house. My oil is hot. So I'm going to get y'all dropped down. Now, all we're doing is just basically gluing the bacon and the outside of the chicken just to get some color. We're not actually cooking it in this skillet, okay? Okay, I'm sitting on about a number 9. That's right below Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use my hands. A lot easier. Right below high. And I've got the bottom of the pan coated. You can use cast iron. I'm just going to use this skillet because it's going to hold a lot more all at one time. But remember, we're not actually cooking them. We're just getting some marks on them. See, we got just a little bit of color on them. And that's all. See, we got some good color on it. In the oven, 375. I would say 20 to 30 minutes. But you're going to want to turn them 2 or 3 times. Like I said, you may want to put it on broil if you want to add a sauce so it'll get a little sticky. Don't add your sauce now. It's just going to burn. Even on a grill, it will. You really want a sauce or, like I said, some onion water towards the end so you're not burning all that. But I'm going to use a sweet heat. I'm going to put it on the stove, heat it up, maybe, I don't know, half a cup. But I'm going to thin it with water because I don't want it thick. And I'm just going to lightly baste maybe the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then I may put it on broil to give it a good char. Because remember, we've moved this dish that's normally an outdoor dish to inside. So I'm going to wipe up everything, stir my potatoes. I'll move you back over there. They're starting to get a little tender. We're going to salt, pepper, and butter them. So about a half a stick of butter. You're thinking, oh my gosh. And we're going to do some salt and pepper. I'm keeping it simple. I want to taste the potato. So really, this is to taste, guys. All right, let's see where we're at. Perfect. See how it locked in? Now I'm just going to stir them around. They've got some good color, and I'll show you in just a minute what I mean by color. Here's one. Ooh, ooh. See how it's got a good color to it? And that's because I'm on the cook setting. I'm not really allowing it to sit there and steam. And that butter's almost melted. It is melted. All right, it's going to start sizzling again. The tiger tails are done. Y'all, they smell amazing. Our rice cooker potatoes. We have just a Caesar salad. And just some store-bought garlic knots is what they're called. They come in a bag and you just heat them up. So there is our supper. It's 5:24. Less than 2 hours, guys. But we can't end the video till we do quality control. You think I was going to forget that? Mm-mm. And Buddy just come home. Perfect timing. The rolls come out. But I'm going to confess something, y'all. This morning I woke up, went outside, worked in the garden a little bit. And all of a sudden my nose started running, eyes watering. I said, oh, allergies. I'll be honest, as the evening has progressed, I think I've got what they call a summer cold coming on. Because my ears are popping, my nose is pouring, I'm all stopped up. And the grandkids had just got over like a cold. So yeah, Mama got a cold. But it's not going to stop me from doing quality control. So I'm going to start with a potato. Oh my gosh. My taste is off. I can still taste that potato. Oh my goodness. Now make sure you pull the toothpick out. We're going to sample a tiger tail. See, the cheese stayed in. Oh my. And like I said, I basted mine lightly. Y'all look at that. Juicy, perfectly cooked. Mmm. We brought the outdoors in. So see, they're just as good inside as they are outside. Got that bite that we like. Out of this world, guys. Sticky fingers to prove it. So, as always, Stay safe, stay well, and God bless. Might not put one out tomorrow. It depends on how all this is. But I hope I answered all the questions that you guys had, and thank you again. I'm glad that you spent the afternoon in the kitchen with me. I hope you try the tiger tails or the potatoes. Guys, it's just, it's spring. It's getting into the summer, and this just speaks it. And you can use pork, too, if you don't want to use chicken. So, until the next one. Bye, y'all.